Is there something different about?
Different?
Is there something different about all this?
I'm just reading comic books. I don't think though.
All right. What's up, everybody? It's Superman.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Jimmy Olsen, Superman's bestest pal.
Jimmy Olsen.
Jimmy Olsen, famous CIA agent
From
Jimmy
this,
Olsen,
from this weird comic.
God in the desert. Jimmy Olsen's Super Cyclop. I have not read this. Is it good?
I have no idea. I got this on Free Comic Book Day. I haven't read it. I just picked it up and forgot that I had it. I picked it up literally because I was like, that. Listen, I have no problem most of the time with like race
Marshall's
swapping
gonna
characters.
say something racist right here.
No,
Get ready for it.
I have no problem most of
it.
the time with race swapping characters. In fact, I would say that Jeffrey Wright's Gordon is maybe my favorite live action Gordon. But this guy shares no resemblance to any possible version of Jimmy Olsen, and I don't get it.
Well, almost the one from My Adventures with Superman right here.
That one
barely. I get it is
that
maybe
one feels more. I don't know. I guess it's. I haven't read the book. Maybe he's very much like Jimmy in this, but this just looks like a nerd, and Jimmy isn't really a nerd.
Well, certainly not now. He's famous Riz King Jimmy Olsen that stole a billionaire's girlfriend.
Yeah, so we can get into that. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to Superman Review. This is half Cinema Lounge, half Tales from the Comic Box, Tales from the Long Box.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about Superman, the movie starring James Gunn. And just kidding. It's a little bit of a late review, but we're here to do it anyway because we need to put something out. So how's it going?
That's a terrible reason for content.
But it's true. Also, I really love Superman and I have a lot of thoughts. So
yes,
typically with Cinema Lounge, it's been a while since we did this. If you're watching this on the Cinema Lounge channel, welcome. We have been more active on another channel, The Long Box, Tales from the Long Box, not that one, the other one. And it is this podcast where we talk about comics, usually specifically the comics, not the movies as much. Sometimes we talk about the comics that are inspiring the upcoming movies, but that's usually as close to the movies as we get.
Yeah. Today we're breaking the rules a little bit by doing a full-on review of this movie.
Yes. And we'll probably do that typically, but I don't really feel the need to speculate deeply leading up to them as much.
Well, especially right now, because we are eating good in July of 2025 with superhero movies.
Yeah.
Like this is, as we're recording right now, we haven't seen Fantastic Four First Steps yet. That's coming out this weekend. It came out tonight, actually.
Today is Thursday.
Yeah, today is Thursday. Our coordinates are
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
5.
Come find us in the past. But so we'll talk about Fantastic Four First Steps as well. Because
next week, when you're hearing this.
Yes, next week. And presumably it's going to rock. I think it'll be very fun.
Like The Thing.
Here's the thing. Marshall likes what we call highbrow humor.
Eyebrow humor? Like The Rock? Like the Thing's weird eyebrows?
Let's see your best Dwayne Johnson eyebrow thing. Okay, that's not bad. I thought it was going to be really dumb. That's actually pretty good. Can we zoom in really tight on that? Beautiful.
We're here to talk about Superman. We'll do non-spoilers for a little bit and then get into spoilers. Yeah. I don't know. We could just get into it. I feel like we just get into it. People, again, this is a late review. If people haven't seen it yet, whatever. Superman. So James Bond dies at the end, and I know. I'm sorry,
Karen.
I apologize. So we did do a bingo.
Yeah,
as we do on our episodes where we talk about movies and stuff like that.
And I'm sorry we didn't put the bingo or our guesses for the movie in the comic book episode, Comics That Inspired Superman. Go watch that one, though. It's an awesome episode of the podcast.
Yeah, we were super wrong about what inspired the movie, but talked about a really good comic.
We really, really did. And everybody thought going into it that Kingdom Come was going to inspire.
I wish it had. It seemed like it was kind of almost, I could see where they were sort of doing it, but they just didn't commit to it, which made me sad. Because I feel like that would have been an interesting dynamic and give more depth to the Justice Gang that they just didn't have. So
here are give us our guesses one by one. We also have guesses from special guest Laura.
Yes, and I need you to count the points here.
Okay.
Knowing that Laura won, but between us, we need to see who won. So Laura's guesses, we'll start with that, is Superman is going to be a bad guy at some point in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, basically.
Yeah.
So you got the clone, and we'll say that that's an evil Superman.
Yep.
I said no, so I don't get a point for that.
Okay.
Someone will break Superman's heart.
What do I do?
Instruct him in the matters of loss and pain. Make him suffer. Make him wish he were dead.
Yes.
And then grant his wish.
But how?
The cunning warrior attacks neither body nor mind.
Tell me how!
The heart, Osborn. First, we attack his heart.
Wait, what did I say
yeah.
to that one?
Oh, I don't know. Did you say anything to it? I don't think you responded to these.
Maybe I didn't.
We
say
won't
anything
count these as points for us.
Oh, okay.
She wins points for her. Someone
yeah,
will break Superman's heart.
Tell me how!
The heart, Osborn. First, we attack his heart.
I said yes, and it was yes. Crypto is such a cutie patootie, is her third guess. And of course, yes.
That was obvious from the trailer, yeah.
It was going to happen.
Yeah, of course.
So for you now, your guesses, you said Guy Gardner gets killed in some comical fashion.
Oh, man, I wish. Can you imagine? If only.
That would be crazy, especially since I know for a fact and knew at the time for a fact that he was going to be in the Lanterns series. And I just didn't tell you that because I was like, if he doesn't know this, I'm not going to tell him, and I'm going to get the point.
You're going to get the point, yeah.
Yeah, so I
you
said
did say
no.
All right, fine. Maybe it was wishful thinking on my part. Even though I love Nathan Fillion and I wanted him to stay in these movies. I hate Guy Gardner. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways.
The classic "my mom made it for me" moment, referring to his suit.
Why didn't we get that?
Because I don't think that
I'm so peeved.
his mom made this suit. And I think we probably could have guessed that going in.
They didn't touch on the suit, did they? Or where it came from, did they?
Not specifically, but Kara's looks the same.
Yeah, that's true.
So I would say that it's probably some form of Kryptonian something. I don't know.
Shoot.
I don't know. But that did not happen. I said no, so I get a point for that one. And you do not. And your third one was playing fetch with Crypto. Did not happen.
It did happen. It absolutely happened. Do you remember at the end when he's fighting the clone and he said, Crypto, get the ball?
Yes.
There is nothing that's more fetch than that.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah,
I would say that it's questionable because he's not bringing it to him, which is what I would say fetch is.
But he's a bad dog, so that's why.
Okay. Okay.
Did you say yes or no for that one?
I said no.
Okay.
And or no, I said yes.
No, you can't change it now.
I'm trying to understand what I wrote here. So Marshall's bingos. Ultraman is Bizarro. Questionable.
Yeah, but I'd give it to you.
I think that what will happen, because he's this weird dumb version who doesn't think for himself, and he's now stuck in this weird cube world, I think he will become Bizarro.
It's Bizarro world, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
Great.
Although, can we say that now? Like, is that a correct answer now, today, without knowing that that's what they're doing?
No. But the other option, if it is Ultraman, then he has to somehow become like super intelligent, evil Superman and come back in some way. Because the way that it is now, he's more like a Superboy than he is like Ultraman. And if I have to choose someone that he is, I would say that it's closer to Bizarro.
Yeah,
I don't know. It feels like a Bizarro Superman, even if you are thinking about it thematically. It's a Bizarro Superman.
What did I say to that one?
You said no?
No, I did. Did I really? What a fool.
Or are these Laura's answers? Maybe it's in the text chain.
You're crazy, man.
Maybe the text chain is where you said those things.
All right. Pause for technical difficulties while Marshall and I pull up the text chain.
So you said yes to Ultraman as Bizarro.
Yeah, I knew I thought I did.
So we both got a point there.
Yeah.
Number 2 was Bibbo Bibowski appearance. That did not happen.
You couldn't have missed harder on that one, buddy.
No.
That was a long shot, and you know that.
Was Rooker one of the robots?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, he was.
Whatever. And then new suit with the neck
Rooker
out.
to be him. Yeah.
I did. New suit with the neck out did not happen. So
Marshall wants to see Superman's neck so bad.
Look at that neck.
Look at that neck.
Look at that neck. Okay, so Michael won that. I'm fairly certain.
That's crazy. I got 4. Laura got 4. Marshall got 3. That was a lot closer than I thought it was, though.
Yeah, Superman.
Because I thought she really crushed us.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
good bingo.
Actual Superman review now.
Yeah.
Script, score, cinematography, performances, directing, and VFX where it applies. That's the Cinema Lounge criteria.
Yeah.
Where would you like to start?
Let's start with score, because it's so because it's so classic, and they like throw it back to the old stuff.
But do they?
Kind of.
But do they?
I know.
This is my problem. Do you want to say something before I say so much about it?
I know you have so much. And it is, here's the thing. Throughout this review,
yeah,
Marshall is going to be so much more critical than Michael, which tends to happen with movies.
Yes,
I feel
also, I did like it. I want to say before anything, I did like the movie.
But you're going to spend the next hour talking about how much you didn't like it.
But you're going to watch it and think that I didn't.
Yeah.
You're going to watch this and think that I really am just frustrated about everything in it. I liked the movie overall.
That's up to you, man.
I have some issues and some questions that if they can be explained away, then great. But otherwise make no sense to me and are big holes.
Yeah.
But I did like the movie. I was hoping to see it a second time before we did this. I have not had time to do that.
Yeah. We're busy guys.
We're busy guys. So go ahead. Your turn.
Okay. About the score, I don't have a ton to say necessarily upfront about it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I enjoyed the throwbacks. I enjoyed the big like swelling moments.
Yeah.
It certainly served what was happening on screen. You get Marshall disagrees.
I don't disagree. But I think that's all it did. I think that it very much. I don't want to get into. I'll get into it.
I'll get into it. It's fine.
Okay, you're relinquishing your time.
No, I might respond.
The gentleman from Omaha.
Oh boy.
Okay. Here's my thing. Yeah. I think it was a mistake to use John Williams' theme.
Oh.
And big. I think that it was even a bigger mistake to use it because they kind of didn't. It's there, but it's hardly there. They use one small motif from the Superman theme song from 1978, and they don't use any other music from the movie at all, which bothers me. See, if you're going to say we're going to use this iconic theme and this iconic music, great, do it. But do it. Yeah. All they did in this was kind of use the bum 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 and then dun da da dun da da dun da 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 dun da da. But they still it's kind of that.
Yeah.
But it's not that. It's like they've just slowed it down a lot.
Yeah. And
you get kind of vague moments of like huge heroism with dun 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 dun, dun. But it doesn't have the same kind of excitement and energy and joy to it that the original theme song has. That is why it's so exciting and fun and lovable and memorable. It just is this tiny little piece of the motif, and the rest of the score is just kind of nothing to me.
So would you rather that they had just taken the entire score and just like poached it and used it? Because I think that would have been overdoing it, kind of like they did with well, it's not a great comparison, but like, you remember in Snyder's Justice League how they every time Wonder Woman turned her head or did anything, you get her guitar sting. They could have done that, but they didn't do that, and I'm happy they didn't do that.
I think this is the thing, is that we have a very clear example of how you can do this and do it well, because Superman Returns exists.
Yeah,
it's not a great movie, but the music is fantastic.
You like Kevin Spacey's part of that movie.
He's interesting. The music in that movie is really good, and it takes all of those original theme songs and like the entire score of the original Williams movies, the original Superman movies, and it uses all of that music, but also adds new stuff in the spirit of it. Yeah. This movie doesn't do that. It takes that tiny piece of John Williams' theme, kind of uses it, and then does something completely unlike it for the rest of the music.
Right.
The original Williams theme is so melodic and beautiful, and like it moves with the screen and it moves with the action and everything that's happening, and you can picture in your head listening to it what's happening on the screen, and that's just how John Williams is.
Yeah.
That's what he does. But this movie doesn't do that. So it's weird to me to take that kind of music and then have the rest of your score be what to me feels very much like kind of stock music. Like it doesn't, I never felt like I was welled up with excitement. I felt like I was listening to generic bad guy theme, or I was listening to generic fight superhero theme. I never felt like I knew exactly what a Superman and Lois theme song was, or I knew what a Daily Planet theme song was, other than, we're at the Daily Planet, do something kind of jaunty because it's the news and we're moving.
Right.
Come on. Or it's the villain time, and now it's like, boom, down, da, down, da, down. And it's like, that could be anything.
Yeah.
And it's not melodic enough or unique enough to then tie it to Lex Luthor. And that could change over time.
Yeah.
You could get a different composer in the future who then takes that music and makes it different and really makes it more unique. But John Murphy and David Fleming didn't do that. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know the story of why there's two composers, for one. I know that John Murphy doesn't have a lot of film work, and neither does David Fleming.
Yeah.
John Murphy worked with James Gunn on The Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I was going to speculate that they're just friends of James Gunn.
Maybe.
Which is, if I can... I have some qualms about James Gunn, which I feel like is in the comic book and superhero movie circles will get me like,
I think people
killed.
agree. He casts his friends, and sometimes it feels like it's excessive.
Yes, it feels like it's excessive. All the weird new music that he, as we're talking about score, like I don't like the weird punk rock song at the very end, or punk rock. You know, whatever theme it is, it feels so strange and out of place, because it feels like it should be where a needle drop goes for music that we know.
Yeah,
but we don't know it because it's a song made just for this movie, presumably. Right?
Not that one. The one in the credits that's by the whatever Crab Joys. That one is completely fabricated. But the one that plays at the end is by the Teddy Bears and Iggy Pop.
No, is this somebody?
Yeah.
Are these friends of James Gunn?
No, these are famous musicians.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yes. So that one, but that's the thing. Like, that's something that he's really good at. This is what is confusing to me, is that James Gunn is someone who understands music and the motion picture so well.
Yeah.
And because his previous movies, the Guardians movies and the Suicide Squad, use soundtrack incredibly.
Yeah.
But the scores have not been wildly memorable. I could not tell you any of the music from the Suicide Squad. The Guardians of the Galaxy is pretty good. Brian Tyler did the first two of those, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
Or is it Tyler Bates? It's one of them. Can't remember. And those ones are good, but you kind of have to grow into those ones. So then, like, I'm thinking about Guardians 3 and John Murphy's work in that, and I'm realizing that the good stuff in that is just written by a different guy.
Yeah.
So this is a man who's had to rely on soundtracks, and not necessarily as a crutch, but it's something that he's genuinely very good at.
Yeah.
So it's just frustrating to me that understanding of how music moves the movie hasn't translated seemingly to the score.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. I wish that they would either have fully committed to using the John Williams music the way that it is, which is much more joyous and exciting, or just don't use it and make new stuff.
Yeah.
The best thing about Man of Steel is the music.
Totally.
It's so good. Hans Zimmer is someone who doesn't do super melodic music. He does stuff that is kind of more soundscape based, but he does it insanely well.
Yeah. Does he do all of Nolan's music? Or at least most of
He has up until recently, when it's been Ludwig Göransson.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you think of like the Dark Knight trilogy and things like that.
Well,
is
the
that
first,
all Hans?
So the second and third, yes. The first one is James Newton Howard.
Okay. Yeah.
So again, I don't know. That's a hard one because, but we're not talking about Batman.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking of Hans Zimmer's stuff as a comparison. Like, yes, he has this epic sound that everyone knows.
Yeah.
He's the, when Hollywood started to move toward, the big bassy noises of
the Inception stuff.
Everything you get in Inception, everything you get in Interstellar, that sort of a thing. That's capitalized on by Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
And this movie has none of that.
It just feels it just feels generic, which is really unfortunate for their first big outing, and especially for a character like Superman.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The best moments in the movie to me was when he was doing soundtrack stuff with Mr. Terrific, and then at the end, I feel like that was a good finish with the idea of kindness being the new punk rock in a world where the normal has become kind of cynicism and anger.
I love that
to
theming.
rebel against that is to be kind.
That theming is so good, and it's what I find funny is that it's kind of the theming version of the visuals. Like the joke was like, oh, there's too much color in this. Why can't it be more like what Zack Snyder gave to us? Because the Snyder fans tend to really like the darkened color palette and whatever. And like I can even understand why. Sure. Like I understand their reasoning. It looks cool. It looked cool in 2013
for a specific version of a character.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. But this isn't that character. Yeah. This isn't that character or that world, and it's telling a different story. And like that story is colorful, you know, to make the comparison in that way.
Yeah.
And I really, really love that they leaned in on that and were, it's a bold move, and I like that they were bold enough to do it.
Yeah. So to transition then into script.
Yeah.
We talked about score, cinematography. Let's talk about script, and we was doing a little bit of the writing and a little bit of the visuals there. So let's talk about script and cinematography. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Let's do script next.
Great.
Script I thought was really strong personally. There were
James Gunn is a great writer.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe what he does best.
It might be. Yeah. Like he can, there's a natural sort of writing with him that if his directing, that's a big if his directing pairs well with it, it sounds very natural.
Yeah.
I think of parts, you know, the strong parts that I see in this movie when that whole scene where Lois is interviewing Superman.
Yeah, 12 minutes. 12 minutes in a superhero movie.
It's like 10% of the movie.
Yeah.
Something like that, which is absurd.
Yeah.
In the best sort of way.
Yeah, no, and it's really good.
And do you remember, does it cut in with other scenes at all? Or is it just them in the apartment talking?
It's just them in the apartment the whole time.
So why are we so engaged by that?
Because
like,
it's just actually well written. Yeah. It's actually well performed. It's not like some of the more recent Marvel movies where it's just kind of like janky, goofy dialogue and phoned in performances that have been like, you know, you've got new sides this morning that were changed from yesterday, that were changed from the day before that. We're shooting this thing for the 4th time and we're on our 5th rewrite and our 3rd act just got changed for the 3rd time. Like, this is a locked script. That's one of the big things that James Gunn is really huge on in this new universe in the DC Studios world, is having a script set before anything else happens. No casting, no pre-production. Like, the script has to be good. Yeah. And then they move forward.
Which is huge. I don't know why more studios aren't acting on those laws. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it should be. Yeah. It should take long. You know, I really do think that. Yeah. It's so good that the fact that we can stay engaged with all of that. It reminds me of there's a Tom Hardy movie. I think it's called Locke with an E. Have you heard of this?
I've heard of it. I don't know it.
It's like this indie movie where it's the entire thing is just Tom Hardy in a car driving to, I think if I remember right, I've seen it once and a long time ago. But
let's watch it right now.
Let's get it in there.
Put that, Jamie, pull that up.
Jamie, can you pull that up?
Jamie, can you pull that up?
Jamie, give me Tom Hardy.
Jamie, can
you get him on the phone?
Jamie, show me this guy's balls. I do not watch Joe Rogan.
You got it. You got it dead on. Ugh. In this movie, Locke, Tom Hardy in a car. I think he's driving to where his wife is giving birth. If
Car's
I'm
locked.
This right. Car. It's Locke with an E. It's the man's name.
Can't get out.
It's
stuck in the car.
He's on the interstate.
How do I get out of this car, mate?
But like,
it's not a good Tom Hardy.
That wasn't at all. Try again. Go for it again.
Hi, man.
You came back for your car.
How do I get out of this car?
I was born in this car.
You think the car is
crashing this car?
Maybe he's wondering why you would shoot a man before throwing him out of this car.
Speaking of highbrow humor, the Bane voice.
It's pretty good, man.
It's ideal. He spends this whole movie... He spends this whole movie in the car. Yeah. And it's just him talking. And there's no... I mean, like, it cuts to different cameras throughout the vehicle. Yeah. But it's just him. And you, like...
But you're engaged.
Yeah, for me watching it, you can stay with him for 90 minutes and not feel like you're wasting time or not feel like it's slow paced. Yeah. Because the plot is happening around him over the phone mostly, you know? Yeah.
And half of that is the writing, but half of that is also the performances.
That's what it's all about.
Because Tom Hardy's fantastic. You look at that interview scene, Rachel Brosnahan and David Corenswet are probably the two brightest spots in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
They're so good as Superman and Lois Lane. Yeah. it just works. And especially, I kind of had to remind myself that this was Clark, who is only 3 years into this. He's somewhat inexperienced compared to the version of the character that I'm used to reading that is a bit more stoic, that is a bit more like ready and prepared and calm and cool and collected. This guy is just like getting the job done, but kind of frustrated and flustered a little bit of the time.
Yeah. There's a Superman in the comics who is like extremely intelligent and always knows the thing to say.
Yeah.
And that's not what
he's
this
not there
movie's about.
Yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see that he's getting there. And by the end of the movie, you do see that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's not an indictment of this character to say that he's not that. Because this is not that story either.
Yeah. No, I think that this is him early days.
Yes. 100%.
And I kind of, that was the weird dissonance going on in my brain that I had to keep reminding myself.
Yeah.
But regardless, like, that interview scene is really good because you're getting their two ideologies really pitted against each other, with Lois having a very altruistic, kind of cynical view of the world, asking the questions that she would have to ask as a reporter, but Clark being very, did I get that wrong? She would be pragmatic and he would be altruistic, right?
Yeah. That's right.
The other way around. Like, he's very like optimistic about the world and very positive, and like for him, for Lois, there's all kinds of shades of gray. For Clark, it is people were going to die, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And he keeps going back to that. And it's like more and more powerful. It's so cool. Yeah. I'm interested to see, like, in the future, this franchise, what will a Superman look like that isn't doing one-liner quips?
Yeah, because I don't think he did a couple little corny things, but he does do that in the comics. It's not like a Johnny Storm level of jokiness or like a Spider-Man level. It is just like he's doing a little line sometimes. Yeah. 100%. It didn't feel too James Gunny, you know?
You could feel... It didn't feel too James Gunn, you're right.
But it's there.
You can feel that it's James Gunn's style, which I don't know. I don't always like it. I like things that can, like, there's a world where things can be funny and take themselves seriously at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, like a funny, like a movie with jokes can also take itself seriously. I think this movie did that, but it's on that edge. And I worry about these James Gunn products I think I meant productions, but maybe that was a little Freudian.
Unfortunately, that's the world. These are products.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, these James Gunn productions. It just worries me when it feels like it's trending in that direction. I don't want it to be. Frankly, I don't want it to be Taika Waititi. Like, as I think of a really good director that directs funny things and then thinks that anything he does is funny.
Way over and on himself.
Way over. Yes, 100%. I really don't want James Gunn to be that. I don't think this isn't saying he will.
I think he had a tremendous amount of restraint in this compared to what could have happened. With him being the head of the studio and the director and the writer. Like, there is literally no one in charge of him in this except maybe David Zaslav.
Yeah. Well, he's experienced enough that I bet he got a lot of good counsel on, like, I, James Gunn, need this movie to work because it is the foundation of this franchise that I'm trying to build right now. Tell me what's good and what doesn't, what'll fly, stuff like that.
Superman, probably.
You'll believe that James Gunn can make a movie.
You'll believe that Look Up. You'll believe that in space.
You'll believe
no one can make you hear a man that can fly.
Starring Ian Holm in Aliens.
Next segment.
That's a good segue to the next segment when you said the word next segment.
Script score. I mean, we talked about performances a little bit. We don't have tons of time, but I mean, Nick Hoult as Lex Luthor is fantastic.
He did a really fun job. Shout out to the bald guy.
Yeah. Baldest the guy has ever been.
Let me get more bald guys
except
in these
for
movies.
Austin Powers. Austin
Butler.
Yes.
With his eyebrows?
Yeah, in
Dune 2. You love Dune 2.
I do. I saw it in IMAX.
May thy knife dip
in Colombia.
Shadow.
Yeah, I love that he heard that, was just like, sweet, man, I'll say that too. Sounds cool.
Love it.
Yeah. But yeah, he's fantastic as Luthor. He's really, really good. Mr. Terrific, also really good.
Yeah.
I love seeing Metamorpho. I love that they just let him be Metamorpho, and that he could turn his body into a rocket ship.
That was the first commentary I heard from Marshall was, he turned his bottom half into a rocket, and I really wanted to see that.
Yeah.
You're a freaky guy. You just want to see a rocket man, and you want to see Superman's neck and clavicles.
Show me. Look at that neck.
I hope you're playing that every single time that we say that.
Oh, too much work.
Look at that neck.
Metamorpho is a crazy, weird Silver Age, Golden Age probably even, character. And I love that they weren't afraid to just let him be what he was in this movie. There's a little bit of superhero thing kind of being silly about itself in this. Not very much, though. It was very reverent, I think, mostly to the silliness of the comic book. It treated it very seriously. And I really like that we didn't do the, like even the Fantastic Four movie. Oh, I don't actually say that. Like, say, what time is it? What time is it? Oh, I don't say that. Why not?
Say the thing. It's fine.
Say it thing.
This coming from here's the thing. Johnny Storm says flame on. That's what he says.
Which in character makes sense for him, but maybe it doesn't make sense in character as much for Ben Grimm.
I haven't even seen this movie yet.
I just don't. But we've seen it as a plot point apparently in the trailers.
Yeah,
I just don't like that we're still doing the what would you prefer yellow spandex thing in 2025. Feels silly.
Yeah.
Feels like he's a giant rock man.
Yeah.
Just let him say the stupid thing.
And let it make it cool.
It can be really cool. You don't have to make a point of it. He can not say it for the whole movie and then say it at the end, and it'll be a fan service moment. We didn't make a big point out of Namor saying Maximus Rex or whatever it is. Indominus Rex. Is that what it is?
Indominus Rex?
Something like that. I can't remember.
I think it's Maximus Rex. I think you had
whatever his catchphrase is weird and goofy.
Imperious Rex.
Imperious Rex. That's what it is.
We got there.
We don't make a goofy thing about it. See, it's so weird that I can't even get it right. But they just say it, and it's awesome.
Yes.
And it has no context and kind of doesn't make sense in context, but it sounded great. Mm-hmm. Just let them do the things. It doesn't matter.
Let them say the things. Let it be silly. 100%. That's this movie. Yeah.
I could have used more context for the Justice Gang. They felt underdeveloped to me.
Yeah.
Where like they just decided, actually I will go help Superman. Mm-hmm. But we don't really get a real reason for what was the change of heart. The heart that happened here.
Yeah.
They just kind of like are like, I guess I will be nice now. But then they just act the same. They're not behaving differently.
Yeah.
They straight up kill the leader of this nation, which, listen, he was a bad guy, but Superman would not have approved of this. And if the point is that you're supposed to be learning from Superman, then I don't know. I don't think that the Superman would have done that. I don't know.
It does seem like he kind of concedes to that death as well as the death of the kaiju that he also tries to
but he's not happy about
capture.
We don't see him react to the death of this, what's his name, from Moravia.
Which we probably should have.
I don't know. I don't think it matters that much in the end.
I think it kind of matters because like the whole movie, he's grieving like every single loss of life is this whole thing. Mm-hmm. He stops a dog from getting squished by the kaiju, and then the dog won't run away.
Yeah.
So he like figures out a way to get it out of harm's way, like stuff like that. Yeah. That's this entire Superman, which I love as a character motif throughout the story. Mm-hmm. And so to see the overall conflict in the movie kind of end with somebody just getting killed by Hawkgirl.
It's just weird because it feels kind of counter to what Superman has been doing this entire time.
Yeah.
And if the point is that they've decided, he's right, let's be like him, they're not doing that.
Yeah.
Like they're acting exactly the way they've always acted. And I don't know. That's what I'm talking about when saying that they feel like underdeveloped to me.
Yes,
and that's the side of the movie that seemed like it would have been the Kingdom Come thing.
Yeah.
And if it was a longer movie, then they could have dived, gotten deeper into their motivations, why they do what they do, who they are, why they are the way they are, and stuff like that. But they don't have that. And the thing that James Gunn has been repeatedly saying about like how this is an established universe and you just jump right in not knowing things about it. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, Star Wars was that way. And he's right. And if you go into Star Wars not knowing anything, maybe it's confusing, but they do a really good job of explaining these characters and who they are, why they are the way they are, what they're motivated by, which is why people are upset about the Han shot first thing, because that scene shows you exactly the kind of man that Han Solo is, and then shows you how he's changed when he is not a scoundrel at the end of the movie. Luke Skywalker, you get to see in the binary sunset, his motivation. I'm looking out there, that's where I want to be. I can't be there, I have to go back here. Princess Leia, you get all these people, you get very clear their motivations very quickly, but I don't feel like we have that in this movie.
With the Justice Gang. They don't get their character moments. You're 100% right about that. And I don't need, here's what I don't need. I don't need the original Suicide Squad, like character splash pages at the beginning
cutaway.
Of the movie. I don't need any of that. But I need, and here's where the script could be stronger, because what I need is dialogue that explains those things in subtle, indirect ways. I don't really need to even understand like which Hawk girl is this, how does the Green Lantern powers work. I don't need that in this movie.
Yeah, that's not important. What their motivation is and is what's important. We don't know why Metamorpho can turn his body into all kinds of weird stuff. We don't get the background of the science experiment or whatever that turned him into the thing that he is, about Simon Stagg and all that different stuff, even though there is a reference to them being in a Stagg building at one point. Like, you don't get any of that, but because you see he's imprisoned in this place, he can turn himself into kryptonite. That's why he's here, because Luthor's going to use him, and he's doing this because why? Because he's got baby Joey across there. Now we understand this character. We understand Metamorpho, and we like Metamorpho, and he's very interesting for that reason. Mr. Terrific also gets a little bit more as like the leader of this team, but we still don't really know like what is his deal. He's just kind of the really smart guy. We also don't really get clear like what his powers are or aren't. He's just really smart.
Yes, he's very smart.
He doesn't have super strength or anything like that. I don't know.
He punched a soldier really hard in that one cool scene that he got.
Which is fantastic.
It was a good scene. Terrific, maybe.
Terrific. Yeah. So I don't know. The people that they had time to develop were great, but the people that they didn't were not. Like, there were people that did get that Star Wars treatment of here's who they are and you got it. Like the Kents got that as well, I think. You very quickly understand who they are, especially when he shows up back at home and they kind of fall into their parental defaults.
It's so good. They did it so well.
And they're great. So that's what I feel about that. We got maybe 10 minutes left here. What do we have left? Script, score, cinematography. Cinematography.
What was my biggest concern going into it? You remember how
the anamorphic lenses,
the weird like sweeping shots that James Gunn does. Not sweeping shots, maybe that's not the word for it, but he would, he does a lot of like rotating shots. You see it in the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 oneer. You see it in that one shot of Superman punching through the glass in Lex Luthor's prison that was in all of the trailers. That sort of cinematography, I just don't, and I told you this before we ever, when we saw the first trailer, I just don't want it to get overused and over stylized to the point where it's not a superhero movie, it's a James Gunn movie. I just don't, I don't think that serves a full franchise like this. You know what I mean? Because what happens when Gunn gets too busy or the franchise expands beyond him and other directors start taking it up, and then the visual language changes, and then I think that's the entire creative directive of DC Studios, though. Right. Like, that's what he's continually said, is that there's not going to be a house style, that they are trying very hard to make movies that are creatively driven and not as much franchise driven by, we got to make these dates, we got to get the big event going, we got to make it to Hall H in time, all this different stuff, which is why the Clayface movie is going to look extremely different from this, which is why the Supergirl movie is going to look extremely different from this. And I think that's a very good thing. Yes. And I would rather live in a world where we're seeing very artist-driven movies rather than something that has an overall cohesive universal style. Where maybe for individual Superman movies, that would make more sense to have a little bit of an overarching thing. But I really like that for like Batman versus Superman versus Wonder Woman or whatever character, that they're trying to very much push it in the direction of what
serves this character.
Yeah.
Rather than how are we just doing, what's this whole world what lenses are we going to use for the DC universe? You know?
100%. Yeah. But like I said, my only fear, and it's unsubstantiated at this point. My only fear is that it just gets so stylized right here at the beginning that it feels disjointed later on. Like you see with, you brought up Star Wars. You see with the Star Wars sequels when there's not a cohesive vision. Now that's not a cinematography vision that I'm talking about here, but there's not a cohesive vision for the sequel trilogy, and it suffered greatly because of that. You see that in other places with franchises. I think Marvel sees that oftentimes. You see movies like Eternals that's like, for better or worse, this just feels like a completely different thing altogether that we haven't seen stylistically. Yeah. And so I can't tell if this is a Marvel thing that I'm watching or not that's supposed to fit into this shared universe. I just don't want to, and I don't think that is happening, but I definitely long term don't want to see that happen. Because I think that this is a good foundation that they could build something really cool off of.
Yeah, and I think that they will.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
I think I disagree with you, but I'm not sure.
That's fine. Either way. I know it's a niche take because people love James Gunn for really good reasons, and that includes his style.
And his white hair.
Now. Yeah. I don't know when that happened. It definitely wasn't
probably
like that for
in
Guardians.
Between seasons 1 and seasons 2 of Twin Peaks.
Oh, Nancy Dotes and Dozy Dotes and little Lamsy Divey, a kiddly divey too, wouldn't you? Oh, Mersey Dotes and Dozy Dotes and little Lamsy Divey, a kiddly divey too, wouldn't you? Now if the words sound queer and funny to your ear, a little bit tumble and jivey, say mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy. I'm back.
That was in reference to Leland Palmer, who came back in season 2 of Twin Peaks and his hair was white.
You lost me with that one.
It was an indication of his evilness.
All I know is Scooby-Doo. I want you to know I really thought about coming into this episode acting like the only James Gunn movies I had seen are the Scooby-Doo movies.
I was trying to find a Superman costume really bad. Yeah. And just to like surprise you by sitting here with a Superman costume on.
That would have been
the whole episode. Couldn't get one.
Superman shirt and wrapped in like reflective foil.
I also considered that. We mentioned maybe talking about this being the Fortress of Solitude and being in our Kryptonian retro reflective outfits.
Wait, where are we?
Thanks everybody for listening to this episode or watching this episode.
Thanks.
I think that we've talked about basically everything: script, score, cinematography, performances, directing, VFX where it applies. There were some iffy shots in there, but it was mostly fine.
Yeah, I think it was fine. It was cinematography wise, it was much better than I thought it was going to be. Over everything else, I think it was about what I expected, which was good. I went into it with high expectations, knowing it had to work, and it got me stoked for what do we have next? I mean, the Supergirl.
I think Supergirl
is
Lanterns
next year,
maybe,
and
or whichever one of those is next.
Green Lantern needs some more good media content.
I have hope for it because it's being made by Damon Lindelof.
Yeah,
who did Leftovers. And
I don't think I know Leftovers.
You would like it a lot.
I believe you.
It's a world where out of nowhere, just suddenly, 2% of the world's population just disappears.
Oh yes, okay. I've seen clips from this. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's really good.
Sweet.
It's really, 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 really good. It's 3 seasons and some of the best TV that's ever been made.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So he did that and the recent Watchmen show, which was also very good.
Good.
So I think that it could be good. I like the people involved in it.
Yeah, I like the 2 leads for Hal Jordan and John Smith.
Yep.
John Stewart.
John Smith.
Sorry.
So yeah. Superman. Cinema Lounge. Yes or no? Superman. Yes or no?
Yes, for sure. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
We got a yes.
I think that's the main Cinema Lounge things. We don't have anything to toast with. We usually we do a toast on Cinema Lounge. Toast your Superman books.
I can do that.
Thank you, Superman.
Thanks, Superman.
To Superman, to Squirrels Saved, to monkeys, to angry monkeys,
to racism, and
to extremely surprisingly overt political message.
Yeah, that one.
Impressive decision.
Hear, hear.
I respect it.
Beautiful.
Thanks everyone for listening. This has been Tales from the Long Cinema Lounge Box. And if you're watching this or listening to this on Cinema Lounge, check out our other show about comic books. It's basically the same thing as Cinema Lounge, but for comics.
Yes.
So instead of movies that we think are great and why we think they're great, we're talking about comics that we think are great and why we think they're great.
Yeah. It's awesome. Find us on social medias. Watch our previous episodes about Fantastic Four. Also has a movie coming out.
Yep. We'll have a review for that next week.
And
I'm an artist. I am an artist and I draw things. Here's 3 things I've drawn.
I'm a writer and I write things. Here's my book, Marauders by Michael Klopp. Go read that.
You can check that out. I'll have a link to that. If you send me a link to that, I'll send you a link.
I'll link you to that, and I'll link you to that.
I link all of you guys. In fact, I link you.
Do you link me? Check yes or no.
Yes. Thanks guys for being here. As always, and Parish_art on all social medias.
Yep.
Share the show with a friend. Subscribe, please. We would love to expand the audience and talk to more of you guys. If you have ideas of what you would like us to talk about, let us know. And again, like the video. It helps with the algorithm. Send us a comment. Tell us. I want to know, what did you think about Superman? Like, tell us in the comments, what did you think about the movie?
Yeah.
Did you have big gripes with it like I did? We didn't even get into my large thoughts about the kind of weirdly, deeply, strangely conservative overtones.
We want to hear about your politics
of the immigrant story in this. I mean, it's just the going into the movie and James Gunn calling it an immigrant story and then making it weirdly a movie more about assimilating into your culture and getting rid of your old culture, which is also evil. Weird take the more you think about it. I don't know. I need to see it a second time.
Marshall and I have a ton of thoughts on it, but we didn't get to them.
We don't have time, and my alarm is going off, so we need to get out of here.
Let's hear from you guys.
Tell us what you think.
Yes, find us on all of our social media. We're gonna do more social media with this show. We've also started posting every single week. So keep an eye out for us next week with a new episode.
Fantastic Four review.
Fantastic.
Thanks everybody for being here. See you next time.
Yes. Keep reading comics. We love you.
Good luck.